Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is straight out of Boston here. Today I'm back for episode number 13 of my New Orleans Pelicans MyLeague series here on NBA 2K17. So today we're moving on to the second round where we're going to be taking on the Utah Jazz, who defeated the Golden State Warriors in the first round. We caught a little bit of a break by not having to play Golden State. Kevin Durant did have a lower leg stress fracture, so that's the reason that they lost. And Steph Curry also missed a bunch of games during the regular season. He tore his MCL at one point, so the Warriors were really banged up. They only won 50 games. They ended up as the 4 seed, and they had to play the Jazz in the first round. And this Jazz team is pretty much the same Jazz team that they are in real life. They've added Harry Giles, who was a pretty high lottery pick, but they've kind of just developed their core to the point where they're now, you know, kind of here. They've started to hit their stride a little bit. They've won a playoff series, and now they're going to see what they can do against us. But, well, we would get off to a pretty good start this series, taking a 3-0 lead. So now we are in the driver's seat with Game 4 coming up here, trying to clinch. And I was surprised to see this, but the Jazz only the 29th overall rated team, so we caught a huge break by not having to play Golden State this round, I think. The Jazz clearly are a worse team, even if we would have had to face Golden State without Kevin Durant. Still, and I mean, you could argue, here's the thing I don't want the argument I don't want people to make is that the Warriors minus Kevin Durant still should have been able to, you know, beat the Jazz and move on and, you know, be an NBA title contender, because they, you know, they were last year without Kevin Durant. They just had Harrison Barnes in his place, but you can't make that argument because the teams are built completely differently. They would have, you know, let's say they don't have Kevin Durant, they can spend his $30 million on a plethora of other players, and the difference between, you know, in real life, this year's Warriors team and last year's is the bench is so different. I mean, the bench last year was so much better. This year, it's really all about, you know, you got to have one or two of those, you know, four, you know, elite players that the Warriors have out on the court at all times, or else you're not really going to be fielding a great NBA team when the Warriors bench isn't really that great. They have guys like Patrick McCaw and David West, but, you know, nothing really too spectacular. So, and we're getting into this Utah game, 35-32. George Hill running the fast break with Trey Lyles right there, who gets the lay-in to go, and it's a 5-point lead for the Utah Jazz. Now Tyus Jones trying to run a little pick and roll. It's Zebo who's going to take a step in, make the pass to Andrew Harrison in the corner, and Harrison knocks down that three-point shot right now. It is Zach Randolph once again in the post. He's got the little man Shabazz Muhammad on him, and he just turns around with a little left-handed lay-in, and Randolph's already got 7 points here this afternoon. And now it is Exum in the corner, finding that is Ricky Rubio at the top of the key, and Rubio nails the three. So the Jazz did make a couple additions. They got rid of Derek Favors. They added Ricky Rubio and Shabazz Muhammad from Minnesota. I'm not sure if that was a straight-up trade, but they added a few Timberwolves, and I'd say, I mean, I think swapping out Favors after they drafted Giles is probably a good thing, because they couldn't have had Favors, Giles, and Rudy Gobert all on the same team. I think that would have been too many, you know, good big men. They needed some more wings. They didn't really get enough shooting, I don't think. I mean, I like George Hill for them, but I don't really like Ricky Rubio for them. And Muhammad is interesting. He, you know, he theoretically could fit them, but I'm not really sure he worked for them a lot in this game at least. But Lonzo Ball, you saw that he got the offensive rebound, actually ran back to the three-point line. And then here we go, Ball again in the corner. He started to heat up in this third quarter. He's got 14 points now. 65-62 is the score. And then take a look at this play. I finally figured out how to get Doncic to go to the three-point line when he runs that play. Usually he just kind of curls towards the basket, but I led the pass towards the three-point line. He nails that three. Now Alec Burks pump fakes. Look at the passing down low to Gobert, who's wide open, and Utah is back out in front now by 6 points, 74-68, but Davis down low. He's going to turn around with the hook shot, and one fourth foul on Rudy Gobert, and that would be important because on this end, that's going to be Davis getting his own rebound, and he draws the foul on Harry Giles, who fouls out. So Giles was in foul trouble all night. Anthony Davis was in foul trouble as well, although he would not foul out. He would end up staying in the game, luckily for us, but I think he was at 4 fouls by the early third quarter. And Giles was at 4 fouls by the third quarter. Then he picked up his last 2. I don't know why they left him in, but either way, Rodney Hood there with the lay-in. Jazz up by 6. Rodney Hood definitely established himself as this Jazz team's best player, in my opinion, especially on the offensive end. His shot is just lethal, and he can really score the basketball on a plethora of ways. Good defense right there with the block shots, but Utah's still out in front. That is no good, but Rudy Gobert with the offensive rebound gets the and one putback, and it's an 8-point lead for the Jazz. And then Rodney Hood driving, kicks it out to his man George Hill for the three-pointer, and it's an 11-point lead now. So Utah starting to pull away here. 3 minutes left. Can the Pelicans go on one more run? They're trying to end Utah's season tonight. Good extra pass by Papagiannis to Davis for the easy slam. 6-point game now. It's Exum driving up. He pulls up. That is going to rattle home and put Utah back up by 8 with 90 seconds to play. Now it's a 6-point game. Hood driving in, does not get that lane to go on the fast break. Here come the New Orleans Pelicans. Ball tries to go up, he misses. Davis with the board, and one. So Davis would hit the free throw, and it's a 3-point game. Now Jackson, he's going to catch and drive, draws the foul. He will get to the free throw line. Jackson only 5 points tonight, but he would knock down both free throws. It's a 1-point game. Now Hood getting to the basket, steps back and nails it. 3-point game now, 24 seconds to play. Just a little bit of a difference between the shot clock and the game clock. They double Davis, ball's wide open, he nails the 3-pointer, and we are tied. 110 to 110. Lonzo Ball has ice in his veins, ladies and gentlemen. They double Anthony Davis. I was just going to go to try and get the quick 2 and then foul again, but they left Ball wide open for 3. And then I get the steal in the last possession. I don't get a shot off, but we are going to overtime. Score is tied at 110 apiece. An incredible comeback. We were down 8 points with 90 seconds left, and we came all the way back. That was a really hard-fought fourth-quarter comeback. I was really, really happy with the way the guys played. I mean, that was like something I did not expect to pull off. But here we go now, up by 3 early on in this overtime period. It's Davis driving. He's going to make the pass to Papagiannis, cutting it to the basket. Now it's a 5-point lead. And then with one of their guys on the floor looking for a foul call, Doncic pulls up there. That should have been a 3, but he had his foot on the line, so it's a long 2. 7-point lead. Now it's a 9-point lead. Rodney Hood trying to keep his team in it. He's going to go around the screen here, pull up from 3, and nail that one to make it a 6-point game. But on the other end, Doncic running as much time off the clock as possible. Then in the post, bodies his opponent down low. Gets to the basket right there and gets the lane off the glass. That would put us back up by 8, and that would pretty much do it. So we're going to go on to win 125 to 117, and the Pelicans do get the sweep. So we had improved now to 8-1 in these playoffs so far as we sweep the Utah Jazz in 4 games. There were really no contest for us, although this game was pretty good. Sweeping them 4 games to none, though. They really never made it a series at any point, except I guess early on. But player of the game would be Lonzo Ball. Surprised I didn't give to Davis. He had a pretty big game, but Ball ended up with 20 and 10. And you can see the shooting right there. We held them to 49%. We were 45%, but we did hit a few more threes, and I think we might have gotten to the free throw line a little bit more than they did as well. And you can see the statistics right there. Gobert 19 and 19. They had some pretty good games. They played pretty well, I thought, but we just pulled it out there at the end. Davis there, you saw 29 and 10. He was a man possessed there towards the end, and Ball really started to heat it up. He chucked a lot after he got hot early on in that third quarter. I started chucking with him, but oh well, that's going to do it. Hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for watching, and peace.